Welcome to the Whitt Shuck podcast. I just want to thank everybody for coming that's here. Tip your bartender, Vic's the man, get some beer. Make sure you go over to Salt and Vinegar. Also, want to introduce the band that's going to be playing with us tonight, or this evening. They're from Lexington, Kentucky, and Rags and Riches. They're an award-winning band here in the area for pop rock. So I think you guys are in for quite a great performance, and they're about to actually be releasing some new music, and they're about to go on tour, so we're going to be talking a little bit about that. Essentially, the goal of the Whitt Shuck podcast is to provide a platform to positive and influential people from the area of Kentucky and Appalachia that are in some way helping to flip the narrative that we are a problem, and making people think that, hey, we might be a solution, and through the influence of music, art, business, essentially anything that is going to help to, like I said, just flip that narrative. So I just really want to appreciate you all. I do appreciate you all. I want to appreciate you all for coming on. But I'll let you all get to your all's first thing, and then we'll talk a little bit. But welcome to Whitt Shuck and Rags and Riches. Rags and Riches.
Whoa! That song is called Always Gold.
Always Gold. So tell us a little bit about like what influences you all when you all are writing a song, and just what's the process of how you put together your soundtrack, the drums. Are you all writing all your music yourself? Like, are you all writing it like in collaboration, or is it like you're writing a song and you're making the music for it, or how does that work exactly?
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything. So we actually, like Peyton produces all of our music. We do everything in-house. We have a studio in the house, so we're very fortunate to be able to do everything and through COVID, continue doing what we were doing. So all of the writing and everything we do together. Sometimes I might have like a chorus or a little something like that, but then other times, he's already got a beat made or something like that. So it kind of varies from song to song of how we go about the writing process.
So what would you say that you all have been, so obviously you all are in a like pop rock kind of genre, so that's not like a massive, like there's not a lot of people that are in this genre in this area.
Yeah.
So like, what would you all say influenced you all to want to get into that, as opposed to like being like, oh, we're gonna play country music, or we're gonna play rock or southern rock? And why would you all, like, what are some of your all's influences as far as like musically that have made you all have this decision and want to be in this sort of music?
Yeah, so growing up, we listened to anything from like Dave Matthews Band to Eminem to all over the place. And so it was kind of like, with all those different influences, we kind of listened to like Imagine Dragons, Swing Pilots, and those type of bands. And like you said, there's not a lot of people around here doing that style of music, and so we just got inspired to create something like that.
Oh, I didn't even know.
So with that being said, it seems that you all are doing pretty well. You all just won the award for the best best pop artist in Lexington, Kentucky. It's a very musically rich area, and there are a lot of actually really good pop musicians around here. It's just not what you typically expect. As far as like, there's typically if someone's like, hey, I play music, you're going to be like, oh, he plays like guitar and like sings like Hank Williams or something.
Yeah.
And so it's really cool to see that this genre is able to succeed even in an area that does have so many different roots just tied to the influence of country music. So when you all tour, like what would you all say kind of like a demographic is that you're going for when you like go to a band, or like when you're like looking for a venue to book at, or the people that you're looking to play for? What exactly is the influence for that?
Definitely like college age. Actually anywhere from like 18 to 40s or so is kind of our main demographic, and just people who like to come out and have a good time and are willing to be open to different, new, unique stuff.
So we are here at Blue Stallion with Rags and Riches, and Peyton and Tanner are about to be releasing some new music, and so they're going to be playing a couple more songs for us here today. But I'll get out of the way and let them play this next song if you guys are good to go.
Sounds good.
But I hope you'll enjoy this. Rags and Riches.
Hesitating. Do I have what it takes? Will I own this or lose it? I've never seen all time forget. I built up my strength to prepare for the sleep. I put my face in the crouch in my game.
So, what was the name of that song for us?
That song is Pressure. That is the song releasing March 11th.
March 11th. So, I think that you all were talking a little bit about shooting video for that, and you all have some local musicians that are involved in that video. So, when you all are making a video, what exactly influences the process for what you're going to do? Because you'll have quite a few videos, and they're all pretty different. So, just seeing how eclectic that your video selection is this going to be a pretty wild one, or is it going to be a funny one? Like, can you all, are you all allowed to talk about that stuff? Like,
Yeah.
okay.
So this one was actually some of the most fun we've had actually to shoot a video, because we had some of the UK athletics department was a part of it. So we had Will Levis part of the video, and Dominique Hawk and some of the former players. And then who else do we have? Matthew Ruffalo, a few players from the football and basketball. And then also Evan from Trippin' Roots was a part of the video, and some other people. Brendan Kelly, who is a boxer for Barstool Sports. So he was a part of it, and then DJ Forerunner, actually, who does the UK women's like basketball, volleyball, and gymnastics, was a part of the video as well. So it was a lot of energy, and we were kind of shooting at the blue courts and the training facility on football, or for the football with UK. So
are you all hoopers? You all play ball?
Not really.
yeah, not really. I just enjoy watching it, but yeah.
So you mentioned Brendan Kelly. Brendan Kelly's been on the What the Shuck podcast. That dude has a really insane story. For those of you all who don't know, this guy has a gym. It's actually like right over here. He owns this American Ninja Warrior gym, and he also boxes on Barstool pretty frequently. He's actually about to do an MMA fight coming up, and so he he's not like a huge guy. I think he's like 5'6" or 5'7", but this dude is like the most chiseled, probably beat the crap out of all of us. And like his thing is that he's always just kind of been counted out, and so he's like a 4-time like D3 All-American. He's like for track and football, and he like broke the world record for the fastest mile ran backward. It was like 5 minutes and 16 seconds. I run like a 5-minute mile, and I'm like, I would be ecstatic running that forward. So it's pretty incredible. So how do you all get the people that are in the videos? Like, how did that come together, and how does like that process look?
Yeah, it was, I mean, this one was really just a bunch of reaching out on Instagram, trying to reach out to like agents and different stuff like that, and just seeing what happened. But a lot of the people actually reached back out themselves, and were happy to be a part of it and everything. So this one was like, felt more easy than a lot of them, just because a lot of it's, what we do is more like storyline based, and so it's a lot of like planning out strategically. Like, so this one was more like showcase your sports here and stuff like that. So it wasn't as difficult of a process, but yeah. So that's it.
We kind of like every video. My fiance actually helps a lot at the time, like casting and stuff, because we'll have like 20 plus people jumping in as extras and stuff. So she's reaching out for us because we're so focused on like writing the video and things like that. So she'll help in that way as well.
So like, you all are also like making the process of video, or you're all editing your videos too and stuff like that, or?
No, so we have 2 directors we've worked with that they edit and everything like that. But we kind of cast the vision of everything and write it all, and then they kind of like make sure it's cohesive and put everything together.
So you all have a tour coming up. So tell us a little bit about that tour and about some of the fun that you have on the road. Because I would imagine that's a super fun thing. It's like you're traveling and you're doing something that you're passionate about, and you're going to like go all around America. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, this tour coming up is going to be a 46-day tour. So we're going to be going all the way over into like Montana and Colorado, down into New Mexico, and then back through that way, and we'll actually make our way up to the Dakotas and the Carolinas, Florida, that whole area. So we're covering a lot of states this time around, but the experience of, well, this will be the first tour that we've been able to do in like 2 years because of COVID. So we're thrilled to get back out and be able to just see people that we have met on tour, and also see some new places that we haven't been to, like North Dakota we haven't been to yet. And then I think like Nebraska and some other areas we haven't been to play. So that's a lot of fun, just going to like national parks and all that, and then also just meeting the new people and stuff is kind of our favorite part of the whole experience of that. You want to talk into a little bit?
Yeah, just seeing all the different like cultures that America has is wild. It's just because we're here in Kentucky a lot of the time, and it's like you don't really see much different things that are like out there, and so yeah, it's really cool.
I think New Mexico and New Orleans was probably the most like drastic, different cultures that we've experienced so far, just because it felt like we weren't in the United States anymore, so that was pretty wild.
So, what would you all say has been your most favorite place that you've been? Is it New Orleans, or is there like some like random place like Greenville, South Carolina, where that no one would expect? I don't know if y'all have ever played there, but there are some weird cities that you'll stumble into and be like, hey, this is actually a pretty cool little city. I can't believe no one's ever talked about this. But where's some of your all's favorite places y'all been?
There's a difference in like just enjoying the places we've been, and then also some of the like performance spots as well. Our first stop in like the very first time we had ever stepped foot in Seattle, we played a show on a Tuesday night to like almost a sold out room, and that was pretty incredible just because it was like, what's the chances of this on a Tuesday? But then like Moab, Utah is absolutely gorgeous. The the Arches National Park was amazing, and I'm trying to think of some of the others. Eagle, Colorado actually was a fantastic place to play a show. It's like kind of random, but it was a really good night show. And also, I'm trying to think of the city in Arkansas that we loved. Jonesboro, Arkansas. That place gets like wild for shows, so it was a really fun night.
I feel like any state that is 420 friendly is going to be a little bit more interesting to go visit.
Yeah.
I'm not assuming, but it's just, I think that any town in Colorado is probably pretty cool, regardless of the size. You're like, worst thing, we can walk down to the dispensary, it's kind of a small town. But, so, it sounds like you all have been a little bit of everywhere, so where is like the most interesting demographic of people that listen to your music that just is like, you're like, what, like how did this happen, or that you really worked to develop as far as like just in a random location? Where are some places that you all try to reach out to and are kind of surprised that your all's product has kind of blown up there or been really stuck with the people?
There's been some, like Fort Wayne, Indiana has been a hot spot for us. We keep going back there and get booked there a ton. But they have like a pretty big rock scene, so that kind of plays into some of what we do as well. I'm trying to think of some like random spots that there was like a few areas in like Utah that was really big on what we were doing. And then also, I think, was it South Dakota? There was like a lot of people in South Dakota that loved us, and so we're definitely going back to South Dakota on this tour and stuff, so that'll be a blast. But I'm trying, and Jonesboro was like a spot that we wouldn't have expected, but it just like happened to be a spot that like Spotify listeners and things like that. You got any others you think?
Yeah. So we will let you guys play a couple songs, yeah, it sounds like you all have a pretty fun time ahead of you all. When do you all think that you all will be releasing your next, I guess, single? You said March 12th, I think?
March 11th.
March 11th, okay. So when are you all actually going to be dropping the album for this? Do you all have a release date for that?
It's April 15th. It's always good.
Tax season. People. Good music is about to drop on April 15th, just in time for you to make sure you have your taxes in. But we'll let these guys play, and yep, hope you guys are having a good time. And make sure you tip your bartender.
Thank you. This is the very first song that we ever released. It means a whole lot to us. We hope you know this is my sweet. Inside I'm racing, suddenly I'm seeing truth is time's not on my side. Searching for purpose, I'm crawling the distance. Oh, how that clock keeps on ticking. Life's a flash, it keeps on moving, making changes. Life's a flash, it keeps on moving, making changes. Turning the pages, I won't fade away. Life's a flash, it keeps on moving, like the speed of sound. I'm sprinting up to you, can't slow down the waiting. Stronger, I'm not gonna break. Try to make the most of this, take what I get and higher and higher. Live it again, most of this, take what I get and higher and higher. I rise up on this, my thoughts, I got heat. For real, life's a flash, it keeps on moving, making changes. Turning the pages. Life's a flash, it keeps on moving, making changes. Turning the pages. I won't fade away. Life's a flash, it keeps on moving, like the speed of sound. You gotta repeat after me, say moving, you got me. Life's a flash, it keeps on moving, moving. Life's a flash, it keeps on moving, moving. Life's a flash, it keeps on moving, making changes. Turning the pages. Life's a flash, it keeps on moving, making changes. Turning the pages. I won't fade away. Life's a flash, it keeps on
Rags and riches. Thank you, fellas, so much. So something that I just super noticed. I mean, we're in a really small, intimate setting in this room. We're really in a brewery, and there's like craft beer DJ over here, and it's a random Thursday at 3. But like, you guys have a lot of energy, and I mean, I noticed that when we were at the Burl when I watched you all at the Tour de Force, and it was just very apparent. I was like, these guys are really cool. So it was really cool when you all reached out to me and you're like, hey, look, let's set up a podcast. I was like, heck yeah, like that's awesome. Like, let's do it. And because when I went to that show, I just had no idea that I was gonna like actually like. I'm not saying that I had any like intentions to not like you all, but I was just like I didn't have any expectations.
Yeah.
And so when I went to that show, I definitely left and was like, I like those guys. Like they're something that I'm not used to listening to, and I like you all and Cody Morgan and like Donnie Bowling, those guys. Like you all are all kind of doing your own thing, and you're making a good scene in this area. Like it's apparent. And so I mean, you all played with I can't remember what. I guess right over there. Wicked Peace, Trippin' Roots, Sydney Adams, and then you all. And I had seen the other three, and I definitely love them, but like it was just really cool to see you all in the night, because I was like, all right, like this scene is really the music scene in Kentucky is fertile to many things, not just country music, and that's really cool to see. So I'm happy that you all are able to find that success. Where as far as social media and online, can everyone find you all to get your all's music, like what platforms and stuff?
So they can everybody can check on www.ragsandrichesmusic.com, and then all of our user handles other than Twitter are Rags and Riches Music. Our Twitter is underscore Rags and Riches.
So, Peyton and Tanner, thank you all so much. This has been a really good time. I think that the What the Shuck audience, and I hope that the Blue Sky audience has enjoyed it. I'm really excited to see what you all do with your new album, because you all are winning awards. When's the last time you all actually released an album?
So this will be it's an EP, but we're calling it an album because it's 9 songs.
Okay.
So this will be our first big release that we've done more than 3 songs. So this is, we're really, really excited about this.
So what technically, I don't know, I just said music, I just love music. I don't know what qualifies as an EP or a full album. What exactly, who defines this and what does it mean exactly? Can you all walk me through this?
Yeah. So basically, an EP, it has to be under a certain time length, usually. So usually an album has 10 to 12 songs. On EP, it can be up to 9, but it has to be under a certain time length. So if it's under the 30-minute mark, then you can consider it an EP. So that's kind of the whole thing.
Now you know, folks, the more you know. What the Shuck? The more you know. Yeah, but I've always been curious about that, because people will be I'm releasing an EP, and I feel I'm pretty sure every album that Kanye West releases is an EP technically based off that standard, because he's here's 4 songs and they're all 18 minutes long, but it's just, it's very interesting to find out about this kind of stuff, because like I said, I'm not a musician. I just really enjoy listening to music of all genres, whether it's rap, it's classical, it's pop rock, just anything that makes me feel good, and I hope that the people that are here feeling good from the delicious beer and awesome food from over at Salt and Vinegar, and also your all's music. But thank you all so much. I hope everybody has had a great evening enjoying this music, and make sure you subscribe to the What the Shuck podcast. That's at whattheshuck.com. Shuck, S-H-U-C-K. A lot of people think it's S-H or S-C-H-U-C-K. It's just S-H-U-C-K. I probably just screwed myself over by saying that. Now people will be typing it in and be S-C-H-U-C-K. I thought that's what he said. But I hope that you all have a great evening. Be safe, and like I said a couple times, tip your bartenders. And thank you all again so much.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yes, hope you all have a great time with your all's tour, and wish you all very much luck with the album or the EP release.
Thank you.
Woo! Thanks for listening to What's the Shuck.